Hey team, hope you are enjoying your week. I have a few things for you here heading into this Sunday. The biggest thing is I will not be in the meeting this next Sunday morning. Amanda and Nick will be leading. Guest services, I'm doing the hosting, and so I will need to be in the auditorium during that time, just making sure everything as far as the transitions and all those for the hosting moments go well. So Amanda and Nick will be leading, but they'll continue to lead in February and March as we walk through these coordinator testimonies that we're doing, and then a devotional that they're going to be leading as soon as those are done. Like I said, I do have a schedule for those coordinator testimonies. That way you guys can start preparing. It's 2 to 3 minutes. The biggest thing with them is I want you guys to share something vulnerable. Share something where you are struggling and God picked you up. Because that's really where our testimony is we failed, God picked us up. And that's how we relate to people. Because it's tough to relate to people when we say everything was sunshine and roses and God was there too and it was great. Unfortunately, that's just not the way it works. So we want to be real with people, and being real means being vulnerable, and that's how we can start to relate, and that's how we can build this trust that we want to build as leaders and disciple makers, not only for our teams, but then people down the road. So I have attached the schedule on the bottom of this, but then I'll say it also here. February 5th, it's going to be Eric and Jill. The 12th is Lila and Dan. The 19th is Christian and Melissa. The 26th is James and Christina. The 5th of March is Sean and Anna. And that's it. That's everybody. So again, 2 to 3 minutes. Share something vulnerable in which your testimony. We all have one, and we all need to learn to be very quick and effective at sharing where we failed and where God picked us up. After that, like I said, we're going to be moving into using that time as a devotional just so we can be as intentional as we can, so we can grow as disciple makers. That way we can share those with our teams. I'm really excited for this, and I'm really excited to pass that off to Nick and Amanda and give them the authority to say, okay, you guys teach us. I want to learn from them, I want us to learn from them, and I'm just excited to see them take that over. One of the other things that I've talked about is creating an urgency in our teams moving towards Easter, so we're having this next step serving drive. In March, we're going to be calling people who, and what we decided to do is we're going to be calling people who either made the decision to accept Christ in their life or is baptized in 2016 at East or West. And I have here, I'll flip it to this side, just a ton of names. There's actually 696 people who in 2016 made the decision to follow Christ or got baptized and haven't done anything since. 696 people took a step and then never took another one. They've never served, they never met in a group, and we want to bridge that gap. And I think one of the best ways to bridge it is to reach out to them, and that's a ton of people, a ton of phone calls, but reach out and say, hey, you know what? We know you made this decision. We know you took this step in 2016. Easter is a great time to start serving with us. So that's what we're going to be doing. So if you guys would be willing, and I'll go around also over the next few weeks, ask people if they are willing to make those phone calls. I think the easiest thing is we're just going to open up any time they're available coming up in March, because it's too tough to try and schedule a day, or maybe that's going to be easier. I'm not quite sure. But if somebody is willing, they can come to the church, and I have this list, and we can just start making phone calls together. I'm going to be here. There's other people that are going to be here, and if that's the way that works best. But what I want you guys to do is, one, ask yourself, okay, am I willing to make those phone calls? Because I know it's not the most comfortable thing, but I'll be honest, it works. And so if we know they need to take that step, we know asking them works, and we know it's uncomfortable, what are we going to do? Hoping we decide, okay, fine, I'll make those phone calls, because that's what I had to do. So I'm going to challenge you guys with that, but I want you to challenge your team and say, hey, are you guys willing to carve out a little bit of time in March and reach out to those people who made a decision to either get baptized or got saved but haven't done anything since. If they say yes, or if they're willing, or if they have any questions, have them come talk to me. Write their name down or put a little star or something on the attendance so I know, okay, that person's willing to do it, and then I'll coordinate the rest. I just want to know who is willing to do that. So yourself or your team, let me know, because in March, we have 696 phone calls to make. I don't want to do it by myself, but that was my old job, and so I will if I have to. Moving on, just a few things of information for you guys here. We did have one new volunteer start last week. His name was Chase Wood. He's a college student, School Minds. He runs cross country here. If you see him around at church, he's a tall guy with glasses. Or if you see him on the greeting team, go up, introduce yourself, shake his hand, welcome him for being a part of our team and our family. We also have 5 new volunteers starting this weekend on the greeting team. There's one gentleman named Jordan, and then a family of mom, dad, and 2 kids are going to be starting to serve also. To me, that's kind of awesome. I never really thought about it that way. And sometimes I think, oh, their kids are going to be there also. Okay, great, more numbers. But truthfully, that's a whole family serving together. That's great, honestly. They're willing to say, okay, you know what, us as a family want to do this together. And so I'm very thankful for that. So if you see somebody new this weekend, go up, shake their hand. Again, introduce yourself and just say, hey, thanks you guys for serving with us. We also then have coming up, this is the last week of the group signups. So we'll be pushing those out. I know a lot of us are in groups, or some of us lead groups, so just let people know, hey, if you're not in a group, get connected into a group. We need that community. But then we also have a Super Bowl table, an event kind of going on. We're going to create a tailgating atmosphere where we're giving, if you saw on Facebook, we're giving away those TVs and a couple other prizes. So it's really cool in the fact that we're willing to do these things to reach people who normally wouldn't go to church. I know if somebody sees on Facebook, they may never go to church, but for a chance to win a TV, they'll probably show up. So it's not a bad idea. But we're going to be having a few tables out there that we're going to man as the greeting team. It is the A weekend, and so I think I talked to Eric, and he's going to be having a few people run that table, but it's just going to be a cool tailgating atmosphere leading up to the Lady Gaga concert, because truthfully, the game doesn't matter. Nobody wants to see Tom Brady win again, so that part I don't care about. So then just a few other things. Again, I'll say it, if you don't have somebody sending that text, please ask somebody to send a text, and I will get them all the information they need just to help connect with that team on a little bit deeper level. Just a little more connection from us. And then if they don't have the guest service mug, we still have, or the guest service water bottle, we still have quite a few of them left. We'll make sure the new people get one, and just anyone on your team that doesn't have one, please have them come get one. But other than that, I look forward to see you guys this weekend. Look forward to hearing Nick's testimony this Sunday, and where what we learn about him and moving forward. And I thank you guys for this. Again, I think if we're willing to be uncomfortable over the next few months, little period of time, God is actually doing something pretty incredible over at the East location. And He's telling us, okay, if you're willing to prepare, if you're willing to take a step out of the comfort zone, you'll get to be a part of something cool. And so I thank you guys for being a part of that and just walking this out with us and leading the way you do in your teams. And thank you guys. But hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you Sunday.